Homie, think before you shoot, murderer. Where our children go, when there's no place safe where they can go. Trouble may come in sometimes. You'll get pulled over by one time, and when in 1999 the minds didn't even make any strides. Murder all around the whole world is nauseating. Everybody hating, everybody overrated, well, everybody acting agitated. I thought we graduated back in the saddle way before the battle station. Patient is a first perfection, you know ain't nobody perfect. And when a curtain goes, open up the door. No, no. See, we're losing this world we love, and it looks like the singing won't end. So I'm reaching higher above. Lord, let your blessings begin, and let's change the world. Let's change the world.
I'm a Jew, he a Jew, she a Jew, we some Jews. Wouldn't you like to be a Jew too? Only if you're in the bloodline.
Good evening and welcome to 16 by 9, The Bigger Picture. I'm Mary Garofalo. They are the energy savers. They keep pushing on us. You know those swirly light bulbs you see everywhere? But wait until you hear what our Alison Vushnick uncovers about these bulbs and what some say it's doing to their bodies.
Imagine turning on a light bulb and only 20 minutes later, your face looks like this. Brenda Ryder says it happened to her.
When I looked in the mirror and saw my face, I was absolutely horrified. I didn't exactly know what had caused it or whether it could be controlled or whether it was short-term or long-term. So I was just completely aghast.
And there are others.
I get dizzy,
arthritic,
weeping pustules.
I can't focus
It was
well,
more like an
I just
open
feel all
You're going to
wrong.
make a lot of people sick.
They all say it was these, the curly compact fluorescent light bulbs, making them sick. And when they remove them,
Pain went away within a couple of days.
And my hands started healing immediately.
you won't find curly bulbs here anymore. Jane Pentala changed all the bulbs back to incandescent. In her basement in St. Catharines, Ontario, Jane used to craft for hours, very close to the compact fluorescent light bulbs. Then a mysterious rash started to appear.
On my arms, on my neck, behind my ears, down into my chest, on my legs next. I've had all sorts of blood work done, and everything comes back negative, every possibility.
Skin problems, headaches, joint pain from turning on a light? Hard to imagine, so we started investigating.
So exactly what do the bulbs emit?
First concern, it may be what's coming off the bulbs. Ultraviolet radiation. That's right, scientists say the bulbs give off UV, like the sun does. We know this because Health Canada, they're the people who make sure the products and drugs you use are safe, told us in an email that the CFLs are not provided with a prismatic diffuser that filters ultraviolet radiation out. Therefore, there may be skin sensitivity issues, especially in people with certain skin diseases. And they're referring to people like Brenda. She suffers from lupus and is demanding the bulbs carry a warning for everyone.
Consumers ought to be aware that if they have a sensitivity towards UV, these light bulbs could make their condition worse.
So how much UV radiation do the bulbs give off? And if they can give off UV, can they cause skin cancer? Here's the disturbing thing. No one can tell us. Health Canada, the government agency that's in charge of protecting your health, well, they're testing the bulbs. But we've tried to talk to them for 10 months, and so far they have refused to answer our questions on camera. So after 10 months of no's and not availables, we had to go all the way to London, England to get some answers. It seems their government health people are happy to talk to us, and they have real science to back what they say, because they've tested the bulbs.
It wasn't related to the brand or where we bought them. It was a random sample of them. About 1 in 5 were emitting unusual levels of UV light.
Unusual levels. So we asked Magda Havis, she researches and tests the bulbs, to explain the UV.
All compact fluorescent light bulbs contain mercury,
And it's this mercury that's needed to produce the ultraviolet energy to cause the fluorescence to take place in the first place.
And compact fluorescent light bulbs are everywhere. Part of the push to go green. We're told do your part to save the environment. And the old light bulbs, the inefficient ones like incandescents, are being banned in Canada in 2012.
This doesn't have a filter on it, so this would emit high levels of UV that could damage the skin.
Andrew Langford leads a UK advocacy group fighting to find out more about the potential dangers of these bulbs.
We already know that it's causing things like blistering and skin sensitivity, but time will tell as to whether or not the UV light is causing skin cancer.
No warnings have been issued in Canada about UV. The British scientists also recommend these with the curly part inside a cover. They tested UV-free. You can buy these bulbs in Canada as well.
Good for you that you're saving energy, but I would also say don't sit right beside them until we know more.
Dermatologist Dr. Cheryl Rosen says it's the same advice for children.
They should be at a distance until we know more. I think the key point here is that we don't know the whole story yet.
So what about the people who make and profit from CFLs, the manufacturers? For months we contacted the big three, Philips, General Electric, Osram Sylvania, and their Lighting Industry Association. Only Philips told us that they were investigating UV concerns. All three companies maintain their bulbs meet industry standards and are safe. But each time we asked for an on-camera interview, we were denied. Health Canada has never set rules for UV, so there are no rules being broken.
If we're going to have these devices, there should be proper standards for them.
So when Jane heard the warning from British scientists, it upset her. Their advice, don't get too close to the bulbs and limit your exposure time.
I'm upset, very upset that this has happened without any warning. There was no warning attached to these fluorescent bulbs. Do not work within so many feet. Do not use more than so many bulbs in your home, and there was nothing.
People should be aware of this and avoid being in close contact with them for more than an hour.
As for Brenda, she found a doctor who treated her and her skin cleared up. She knows people who suffer like her are shunned, so she started a support group.
No one really advised me or even I think particularly believed me. I had a strong reaction from other sufferers who said that it was such a relief to know that somebody else understood and shared their experiences of these lights.
So we told you how these energy-saving light bulbs may be causing skin rashes in some people, but that's not the only potential problem we've uncovered. Just listen to what others say is happening to them. Here's part 2, dirty energy.
This is reading 580 roughly. So once again, we have a really bad bulb.
What exactly is she doing? Well, this is Dr. Magda Havis, and she's testing all sorts of bulbs for dirty electricity. Dirty what? Dirty electricity. An expert in her field, basically she measures power quality and radio frequencies that different bulbs give off.
Do you see that's jumped up to over 400? So just one light bulb can give very, very high readings. And there's no way of knowing that this is worse than the others just by looking at the package.
She says on her meter, for a bulb to be considered clean, it should read less than 50.
A lot of people are responding negatively to these light bulbs. They get headaches, they get other body aches and pains. Some of them have difficulty sleeping, they're tired. Some have mood disorders. Unfortunately, they have been told that these light bulbs might be making people in their homes sick. So one light bulb gives 500. Can you imagine just 2 of them, 4 of them? Would put them over at 1,000. Can I turn it off yet?
All this is controversial. Scientists do not agree if people can suffer from what's called electromagnetic hypersensitivity. Basically getting sick from the electronic devices we use and the stuff they give off. But what about the people we met who say they're suffering, like Larry Newman?
I was just blindsided by it.
Here's the thing about Larry Newman. He's Dr. Newman, a neurologist, and that migraine headache hit him like a truck.
I can tell you from my experience, There was something about those bulbs that triggered my headache.
At his New York clinic, he's seeing more and more patients complaining about the compact fluorescent light bulbs.
These new light bulbs, Doc, I swear they're giving me headaches. So I want you to look right over there.
He knows some will dismiss what he's saying. They'll say there's no scientific evidence linking the bulbs to headaches. It's never been proven.
I can tell you from other patients that they definitely see a relationship to exposure to that light bulb and developing a headache.
We just installed a new light that unfortunately is not eco-friendly.
One of those patients is Amanda Gabbard.
Right here, it's like just my forehead feels very warm, and I feel the dull pain behind my eyes, a little bit of dizziness, and a little bit of fatigue.
In her home, you'll only find old-fashioned incandescents. She got rid of the CFLs.
I'm very confused by it. It's kind of mind-boggling, so I think it was just a light bulb. What can it really do? And isn't it supposed to be this great thing, and it's eco-friendly, and it's wonderful for the environment, and everyone's doing it?
But she can't escape it. When she took a trip to Italy and stayed in this hotel, her room was loaded with the curly bulbs. Instantly, she knew.
I thought, oh no, I came all the way to Europe to have this wonderful vacation. I thought it's going to be ruined. We had to take them out immediately.
Once stores start to replace their light bulbs and malls start to replace their light bulbs and everybody in their homes start to replace their light bulb, there's going to be a subset of people with migraine who may not be able to venture out until they find a way around it.
Dr. Christine Lay, a neurologist and headache expert, says people like Amanda prove it is happening and science needs to catch up.
I think a lot of times things are introduced and then it's the people that will begin to say, no, wait a minute, something's going on here, something's not right. So what we hope is that as more people speak up, more scientists will begin to become involved.
Health Canada says, yes, it's true. The compact fluorescents do give off radio frequencies, but they say the amounts are safe and thousands of times below limits that have been recommended. As for the lighting companies, they say their bulbs meet industry standards and are safe. Again, no one would talk to us on camera.
Health Canada has a serious responsibility, and they're not living up to that responsibility. They're right now just trying to deny that there's a problem without recognizing what they should be doing to actually investigate it rather than just deny it blindly.
Those who suffer say their health problems are real, and there's more to it than just headaches.
They were all throughout my house. Just about every room in my house had a bulb or two in it.
Kevin Byrne says his pain was like having arthritis. So convinced dirty electricity is, well, dirty, he quit his job to test other people's homes for what he calls electrical pollution, starting with the curly bulbs.
When you get closer to the bulb, you can see the significant electric field that these compact fluorescence bulbs throw into a room. Now that's measuring over 1,000 volts per meter right there. And that electric energy is going through you, through your body to ground. I know there's a lot of people that are having adverse reactions to them, headache, fatigue, the chronic pain that I felt.
Magda says she's heard it all before, the doubts, questioning whether they're really sick.
Well, there's definitely something there. I mean, one of the ways that you can determine whether or not you're sensitive to the light bulbs is if you have them in your home, simply turn them off for a few days and find out if any of your symptoms disappear, the symptoms that you're concerned about.
Okay, let's review. UV, headaches, skin problems, and of course mercury. So the old light bulbs are being banned in 2012. Manufacturers are scrambling to create new ones. The best choice for the future may be these, LEDs, light-emitting diodes.
And it's reading 27. It doesn't contribute to dirty electricity at all.
No mercury, no health concerns, and way more efficient than the curly bulbs. But right now, it's compact fluorescence.
People go to their doctors aren't aware of this as an issue. And so very often they try to treat them and nothing seems to work. And then they recommend that they go see their psychiatrist because they think it's a mental disturbance. And I think that's such a shame because it's such an easy thing to resolve.
This is so frustrating. We're told to do the right thing. Now, doing the right thing may make people sick. Allison is with us now. Allison, there seems like there's no winning here.
And Mary, time is running out. The federal government has set a deadline. By 2012, you have to use something that's energy efficient. And right now, that's compact fluorescence. All this is happening when people don't have any other real options. So we'll continue to fight for answers.
Tonight on Be Green, the dark side of compact fluorescents. Turns out they might be saving you energy but costing you in other areas. Here's environment columnist Gina Carney.
CFLs, or these curly light bulbs, have become the symbol of the green revolution. But they might not be such a bright idea. First of all, they contain mercury, which can make them dangerous if they break, and they're difficult to recycle. But now studies show that there may be even bigger consequences to your health. They're nice looking and energy efficient and come highly recommended by, well, your government. But they might be making you sick because CFLs produce what's called dirty electricity. I Skyped with an expert in the field, Professor Magda Havis, to find out exactly what this means.
Clean electricity is a smooth sine wave. It just goes up and down 60 times a second. And when you have dirty electricity, you have these spikes that right on top of it. And these are high-frequency transients. And we know that they affect electronic equipment, and we're learning that they also have effects on humans.
Havis talks about the effects on diabetics.
We can take a person who has a certain level of blood sugar, put them into an environment where they're exposed to dirty electricity or radio frequencies, and their blood sugar will begin to climb. We can then move them into a clean environment, and their blood sugar will begin to fall. So we can turn it on and off just like a light switch. We've worked with people who have multiple sclerosis, and when they're in a dirty environment, their neurological symptoms are bad, and when they're in a clean environment, they improve.
Havis also mentioned one study in a school in Wisconsin.
And one of the things they found with the students is that when they cleaned up the power quality in the school, they improved power quality. They found that 37 of the students who had asthma and required inhalers on a daily basis stopped using them. They stopped using them in the home and in the school environment, but they still needed to use them in the home environment.
Let's go to my house now, where Tom Nader, an EMF or electromagnetic frequencies expert, is helping me do an experiment. We want to see how much CFLs change the EMF field in my home. We start with the base reading. This is when nothing but the fridge is running. Then we try an incandescent bulb. No change. Ditto a halogen bulb. Now a CFL. Holy, even worse, the effect of CFLs is cumulative. So more CFLs equal more dirty electricity.
The more CFLs you add throughout your house. And in a typical home, I counted in my home, I've got 50 light bulbs, right? And if I replace them all...
Nader says there are viable options for those looking for safe energy efficiency. For example, a GS filter or a Graham-Stetzer filter which cleans the power on your circuit. Or...
So this is an LED bulb. It doesn't produce dirty electricity. There's no mercury in them.
Plus, they're the most energy-efficient bulbs on the market, and they last longer than your average CFL. I've posted more information on my blog, including some of Dr. Havis's research. Log on to cbc.ca/Montreal@6 and look for the Be Green link. And I want to know, would you still buy and use compact fluorescent light bulbs, or will you bring them to a recycling center? Leave me a comment or call 514-597-5626. I'm Geeta Karni. Until next time, be green.
Yeah. What up? It's your boy O to the D, a.k.a. Knowledge General of the Jews. I'm shooting this one, man, in the dark while I'm cropping up the rest of the footage, you know what I'm saying, and watching some Alex Jones. But this one about the lights is serious, you know what I'm saying, because I've seen a lot of people with these light bulbs in your house, man, and you need to understand what these light bulbs is and what they do. You seen them on the video. That's what they look like, fluorescent lights. They got mercury in it. They causing all kind of health problems. That's why they want them in every house. You don't get it? They want to kill you, man. That's why they got the health care where after what? Was it after 40? Or after 45? They don't care about what happens to you. They don't want to give you surgery. They don't want to help you out. The government is really doing this. They want to kill half of the population. Y'all get it now? But anyway, man, here's the evidence, because I know you ain't going to believe me. I'm signing out, man. The video speaks for itself. D. Crazy Crew Entertainment, man. Crew or Die videos, and ain't nothing after that. You dig? You beezies?